Martin Noble penalty, cancelling out Christian Benteke's opener. So it's been a good night as far as Liverpool are concerned. They're now 5 points above Spurs. Arsenal, though, have now slipped 8 points below the top four. Of course, you'll see Tottenham and Manchester United in action here on BT Sport tomorrow evening. But it's troubling times for Arsenal and their quest to make it into the Champions League. Back into the Champions League, perhaps I should say. Down at the bottom, Huddersfield very much in the relegation mix. There's now just 1 point above the bottom three for them, and Swansea's win just concertinaing everybody down there. As you can see, it is really tight towards the bottom as Stoke and Southampton slip down into that bottom three tonight. Right, it's time to have a quick break, and when we come back we're going to discuss what Liverpool did so well tonight, why Huddersfield struggled in large parts. But the key thing you've got to make sure when you're in the away end is that you don't miss a goal. This was our little friend. He missed the first one because his dad was whipping him out of the away end. And for the second one, he also wasn't paying attention. But do you know what? When you've travelled here this evening and your team have lost 2 on the bounce coming into this one, who cares? The Liverpool fans enjoyed it this evening. 3 goals for them, 3 points for them. They'll have a happy trip back to Merseyside, and all the analysis here in Huddersfield after the break. Time for a few thousand people to head home from Huddersfield this evening. It's a better journey for the Liverpool fans, though, rather than...
Thank you. Thank you.
Jordan Henderson there being the captain on the pitch as well as off the pitch. He was great tonight, though, wasn't he, Emre Can?
I thought they were both very good. Emre deservedly man of the match. I thought he was very powerful tonight in his running. He was very difficult to stop. And his quality on the ball was there for everyone to see with the strike for the first goal. Here's the powerful running I'm talking about. When he gets into his stride, he's very, very difficult to stop, and he's done that all night long. Here's the quality we mentioned from the half spaces where, you know, sometimes you've got to go over a tight block, and that's an excellent delivery. And I think he's done 2 or 3 of them a night. Here's the second one. Cross there from Milner, gets cleared out. It's the second type of cross I'm talking about. He just puts these right on a play for the forwards. Maybe Mane could have done better, but his service tonight for the front men was incredible. There's the powerful running once again. Little cheeky ball inside. Salah's strong, gets his shot off, and he reacts quicker, shows his strength again, and for me it was a penalty.
He was brilliant tonight, wasn't he? And you know, as was Henderson. Milner put a shift in as well, but another ball there. Steve was saying before the game, getting those positions. You know, I think Kevin De Bruyne is the best in the Premier League at playing those type of balls. You know, I'm not saying Emre Can is as good as Kevin De Bruyne, but those areas where you've got to break the block, and he done that exceptionally well tonight.
And it's also worth pointing out that that was a performance that he put in on the end of a week where he's had plenty of criticism, lots of question marks about his performances in the last couple of games.
Well, I think him and the rest of the squad have had a lot of criticism. You know, they went away to Swansea and the performance was very predictable. The passing was quite slow and they ran out of ideas, and they lost the bottom of the league 1-0, so the criticism was deserved. And then they go into a massive game against West Brom, and defensively, as a team and a unit, they didn't defend well enough. So I think as a whole they've all been criticised, but it's about bouncing back and it's about showing character. I think Henderson and Milner really helped this team performance tonight because they won all the second balls, they passed the ball very quick from side to side, they probed all night long. They had more width in the team, more invention. And it was a completely different performance than the one that we've seen against Swansea.
And just the thoughts from both of you on Chan's future. You both know enough about football to know that when a player has 3 or 4 months left on a contract, the chances of staying at a football club are slim. And also he has had the perfect opportunity many times to say he wants to stay at Liverpool and chooses to mention his agent and say my future is in my agent's hands. So what do you expect to happen with him?
Probably expect him to go, because I think he's been asked the question, as you can see, many, many times. And I think if he decided he was going to stay at Liverpool, I think everyone would know that by now. You still have that little bit of hope as a Liverpool fan that he might change his mind, if you like. But for me, for it to go to the back end of January, it's a concern.
And how big a loss is he going to be?
Yeah, he'll be a loss. You know, he's a good player. I think he's growing. I think he's maturing. He's getting better and better. I think Liverpool have made him a better player. And I think in Jurgen Klopp and his coaching staff, I think they're perfect for him. I can't make decisions for Emre Can, but for me, in his shoes, I would be a bit more patient with Liverpool and I'd hang on. Because I think Liverpool, the club, the fans, have got a lot of belief in him.
And also, they've taken a player and improved him, and he's sort of leaving in his prime, really, which is the worst thing for a club, isn't it, to see that?
Yeah, it is, but you know, you can really keep putting man of match performances like Jordan Henderson said, and let's not forget they've got Keita coming in the summer, who's a very good player driving forward for the ball. You know, he could replace Emre Can, but you know, his performance tonight was exceptional.
And Jurgen Klopp has been talking about that performance and his future, Emre Can's future, not Klopp's future. He's been talking to...
Congratulations, thank you.
Very good. Look, I think we've all been around football long enough to know how this one's going to end. But as Klopp says, as long as he keeps performing, that's the key thing. And obviously he got the opening goal this evening, albeit with a deflection.
Yeah, but it's still a great strike. You know, He was backing up the cross. He was winning second balls. You know, he was producing moments of quality from crosses. So you can just see, you know, Liverpool got the ball out wide. Huddersfield was set up in a 5-3-2 formation, which they were all evening. And then just look at Emre Can. The ball's headed out. I think Billing can show a bit more desire to block the shot there, but to hit that ball in the half volley was a great strike, Stephen.
Yeah, the contact's superb. You know, the defender can be a bit braver, of course, but I think the key in that situation is to try and get your head and your knee over the ball and keep it down, keep it as low as you can, and the execution's quite good. But he did get a bit of luck, but sometimes you need that.
Absolutely. OK, well, let's take a look at 2-0. You sort of made the point that the key moment here was giving the defenders the eyes, but that the goalkeeper has also got to do better.
Yeah, I think the key part of the move is the invention from Liverpool, a bit of third man running from Firmino, great touch by Mane, and he drives inside, and most people would just go for the cross here to put it into a danger area, but he gives the keepers the eyes. He's very clever. He sees a gap at the near post. The keeper shows him too much, and he gets the execution bang on. There you see he's looking that way, but he's already spotted the gap. He's probably already spotted the gap before he looks for the cross, and that's just to, you know, give the keeper the eyes and absolutely kid him, and that's what he does.
The keeper and the defender. And the point that you were making to us here in the studio is that the goalkeeper has just got to protect the near post, because then that only gives Roberto Firmino one option, which is to play the ball across.
Yeah, well, the keeper gives Firmino two options, because he gives him the space in the near post, and he also still gives him the options of the cross. So if he stops the near post one, he's got one option, and that's to cross on his weak foot. Then you've got to rely on your defenders to bail you out and be tight enough in that area to stop the goal. But if you give people of his quality and his vision space or half a yard at your near post, he's going to make you pay.
OK, let's talk about a couple of moments in the second half then. The penalty that wasn't and the penalty that was. Chris Foy is part of the team this evening. Nice to have you with us, Chris. You'll be pleased to know we haven't got to have the huge, great conversation about VAR that we had at the weekend. We can keep this a bit more simple. And Huddersfield fans on social media are asking the question, why did we not get a penalty when Liverpool did? They think that the two incidents were quite similar. So could you just go through the both incidents and from a ref's perspective give us an idea of the difference?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, in the first instance, Kevin Friend's got both decisions right. You know, there's no doubt in that. I mean, the first one, corner, he's got his hand in the chest of Robertson. He feels slight contact, and he just throws himself to the floor. It's not a penalty. That's quite clear. The second one with Emre Can is completely different, because Emre Can's is sort of in possession of the ball and he's clearly fouled. It's a foul challenge from behind. You can make a case he's got his hand on his shoulder. He fouls him with the leg. It's a penalty kick. It's quite clear, and the first one isn't. They're not comparable, these two situations.
OK, so in your eyes, no doubt at all?
Absolutely not. No, I'm more than happy what the referee did in those two situations, Jake.
Good man. Chris, thank you very much. Nice and simple, wasn't it? And also simple to dispatch the penalty as well. And we said at the weekend, Liverpool had missed 4 of their last 7, but this one was scored with aplomb, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was surprised Milner didn't take it, because I think his record...
I think he wanted it, didn't he?
Yeah, I think if 3 or 4 wants them, I think, you know, as a player, when someone misses a pen, 3 or 4 pipe up and want to take responsibility, which is a good thing. But, you know, this fella's been on fire, Mo Salah, this season. You know, he's scoring, his confidence is high, and he stepped up, and it was a good penalty.
And we're going to hear from David Wagner after the break and talk about Huddersfield. But just to mention on the importance of this result for Liverpool this evening, to stop the rot, memories of January last year when their whole season really fell away for them. It was important tonight, wasn't it?
It was, with Arsenal losing as well. Spurs and Manchester United playing tomorrow night. They're going to take points off each other. So, you know, what a big win for Liverpool it was. And with the option to rest Van Dijk as well. Yeah. So, good night for Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool.
And winning the Premier League isn't going to happen, so the reality is the only trophy available for Liverpool this season is just Champions League. That's not going to be easy. Is no trophy and a top 4 finish good enough?
Good question. I'm not sure. You'd have to ask the owners that question. To be honest with you.
I've got you here, not the owners.
I think it's the minimum you know, accepted in terms of what's being spent and the squad of players he's got. I think there'd be big questions asked if he was outside the top four, but I think it's satisfactory. Whether that's good enough, as a Liverpool ex-player and a fan, I think you're always searching for more. You know, you want to do better and have longer runs in the cup competitions, but my experience in the Champions League, further as you go on, anything can happen. So they need to try and stay in that as long as they can, try and keep the fans on a journey in that competition and nail down a place in fourth, and I think that's the minimum.
Do you get the impression that if it's top four and no trophy this season, they will sit down and have the conversation with Jurgen that they can't be nearly men? They've got to be a club that win a trophy next season. I
think from the top there's huge belief in this manager.
Total support.
And certainly throughout the club, you know, as an employee and the fans, I think they love Jurgen Klopp. Of course, it's been a journey of ups and downs so far, but I think the confidence and belief from the top's there for Jurgen.
OK, very good. Thanks, Stephen. Right, after the break, we're going to talk Huddersfield. We'll hear from David Wagner, and we'll discuss just why this approach was the one that he thought was going to get them even a draw out of Liverpool this evening. It really was a very negative night for Huddersfield, despite the fact that their fans did all they could to try and cheer their team on. Just one shot on target, not good enough for them.
Stick together and find solutions to win and collect points.
Thank you very much.
Collecting points is always the challenge. He talks there about individual moments, a bit of luck. It's more the overall approach from Huddersfield that was the problem, no?
Yeah, there was a lack of ambition, I thought, in terms of how the team set up. You know, if you look at them here in this instance, in the bottom half of their pitch, every single player's there in their final third. Look, it's a mismatch when Liverpool come to places like Huddersfield. They've got a bigger squad, they've got better players. We understand that, but there's a way to get beat, and that's to give fight. It's to close things down. It's to try and turn it into a bit of a war, try and win second balls, and just give the fans to go home with something positive. Whereas I think the fans are going away from here really frustrated tonight, and they haven't really seen anything from the team. They haven't seen any individual moments. They haven't seen a team move. All they've seen really is the team chasing shadows and basically just showing a total lack of ambition. But, you know, it is difficult for Huddersfield because it is a mismatch in terms of quality.
Yeah, well, it is, but it was also difficult for Swansea, who beat Liverpool 1-0, who had a bit of quality going forward. There was a period in the second half when Macca said in commentary that Hogg, the skipper, you know, went into a few tackles and they got the crowd going. You know, you've got to show desire. Have a go. You know, they were getting beat, and 2-0 down at half-time. The second goal wasn't lucky from their point. It was a poor goal to concede. You know, but then they stayed the same formation. The two centre forwards never got a kick. Three of the Liverpool's back three had the most touches in the game. No pressure on them. Just go up against them and try something different. OK, they tried the long ball. It didn't work. You know, they haven't got much quality in the middle of the park, but have a go. Yeah. Have a go.
I mean, this just shows how easy it was for Liverpool, wasn't it?
Liverpool, you know, just getting one touch, just two touch, quick football. You know, they couldn't get near them Huddersfield. 1-2s. It was really poor from Huddersfield. I expected better, especially with Liverpool losing against Swansea and West Bromwich Albion.
What do you think of this relatively popular approach now from some of the smaller teams in the Premier League, just to play this low block game?
You can understand you can understand it to a certain extent, but at times you've got to show something. You've got to, especially when you go 1-2-0 down. The problem they've got, if they win a ball back, if they get a regain off Liverpool, they're 80 yards away from Liverpool's goal, and they've got no one in the team with any pace. So how do you go and threaten Liverpool's goal?
They come straight back. Liverpool get the ball back, come straight back.
To be fair, Liverpool counter-pressed really well and won it back, but I think when you win it back as a Huddersfield player, there's no options.
And they switched it up, as he said, in the last 25 minutes. It was almost, you know, the best they'd showed of themselves. Look, a disappointing night for Huddersfield. Good night for you, though. You needed that, didn't you? He was expecting. What are you saying? 3 goals for Liverpool, you said, didn't you? You fancied 3 goals tonight. Very good. No Hunger in Paradise follows on from us. If you haven't seen it yet, it's a fantastic BT Sport documentary about the youth academy system in this country, so make sure you stick around for that. We'll see you tomorrow evening at Wembley for the visit of Man United. Robbie, Stephen, thank you both very much for your company this evening. A good night for Liverpool, and elsewhere a bad night for Arsenal. See you later.